What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It is Saturday night live time. I hope that you guys are doing well. Hi, hello. I will say hello to those people already in the chat in just a moment. First and foremost, let me go over my tools. I've got my pen here from, okay, sugar. What do you, come here. Hold on. We have a special guest. Come here, sugar. Come here, sugar. Come here. The people want to say hello. Yeah. You fought your way. You say hi to the people. Here's Sugar. She tried to get the door open and then bumped her head and cried about it. But she's okay now, aren't you? You're okay. Yeah. Little Sugar. She'll stick her tongue out for you. Anyways, little Sugar Shame who could not get herself in the door. All right, you go. Here, you go lay on the bed. Here, you're gonna go over here and you're gonna lay on the bed, okay? There you go. You lay on the bed. You can watch mom do the live. All right, sorry about that. Anyways, okay, you coming back over here. Anywho, here is my pen from Diamond Pen Pal over on Etsy. This is the Satura pen. I have in my single placer Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily, also over on Etsy. I've got a beautiful pair of tweezers here from B&C Creations on Facebook. And I've got in my multi-placer Winter Court ... Putty from Butterfly Effectwares, the best around. Nothing's ever gonna let me down. All right, this is I'm in a weird mood. This is my tray from Sparkling Nana. It's hard to see, but it's actually like three-dimensional because there's different layers of the stickers in there. So it actually has like this 3D element where this one is the lowest and then this one is the highest. Can't really see. Oh, well, maybe a little bit. You can kind of see that there's like levels. Very cool from Sparkling Nana. And the little trash pot is also from Sparkling Nana. It matches. I've got a tray here from Ephemera 3D. This is the Deep 6 from Ephemera 3D. Love this. And then the release papers on my canvas here are from Bee's Crafty Corner. Ooh, you can shop the Etsy store by following the QR code. Very handy. And then the diamond painting that I am working on tonight. This is, let me get a picture for you. This is Bouquet by Ivy Dollamore. Hold on, let me scooch a light over. There we go. That's a little better. Bouquet from Ivy Dollamore. Diamond Art Club. This one is a 50.8 by 70.7 centimeters in square. This is my Black History Month kit, and she is gorgeous. All right, let me go ahead and say hello to everybody in the chat. Let me start at the top here. Hello, Divine and Jen. Hello, Buffy Shimmers. Hello, Kath and Heather. Hi, Elizabeth P. Hello, K and K. Hi, Abby. Hi, Mel. Hi, Desiree from Washington. And hello to who else? We've got Abby. Hi, Abby. And Tigger. Hi, Tigger. Hello to Noelle. What's up? How you doing? And Brenda. Hello, Brenda. And that's the one I wanted, but saving for a trip. Oh, no. Well, listen. Hopefully she'll be around for a while. She is a beautiful one. Oh, my gosh. Like, I'm almost getting done. I haven't been, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been doing a lot of diamond painting because I've been kind of hanging out with Dustin. The kids are gone. And so we figure, like, I don't know, spend some time together, just the two of us. That's been nice. And so I haven't done a lot of diamond painting lately. That's okay, though. I'm not mad about it. What have you guys been up to? Did anybody make any purchases this morning? I unfortunately did not. I really wanted the Roy Trin, but I put her on my wish list. If she's still there when I've got some spare money, then I'll think about picking her up. But likelihood she's going to be there when I have spare money is pretty small. Guilty. Mel said guilty. Hold on one second. Sugar. if you're going to go bark, then go bark downstairs, please. That means you too, Beans. Locking the door then. So he can go bark at nothing by himself. Goofy dog. Mel says guilty. Hello, Mary. Hi, Lisetta. What did you end up getting this morning, Mel? Did you get the Roy Trin? If so, I might have to come to Canada and steal it from you. Hold 1 second. Let me get Beans further down the steps so he's not just right. Hey, dude, either go downstairs and bark or something. But go on. Go on. Go on. Go to Dad. Go get him. Yeah, go get him. Sugar, you go get him too. Yeah, either in or out, but you're not going to be barking all night, okay? Jeez. Sugar booger. Yeah, you be quiet. Sorry about that. Okay, watch out. Watch out. I'm scooching in. The Roy Trin. Oh, yes. I play a lot of Zelda now. Divine picked up the Zelda. That's good. And the Holly. Brenda got Roy and Holly. Yeah, look at you, Noelle. Shop out of your stash along with me. We're stash shopping. You know, I figure I mean, it's a newer Trin. I don't think it's going to go anywhere for a little while. I'm not worried about the imagery because they've got plenty of other things that have some imagery on it, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm not so much worried about that. I think if nothing else, I will try and grab her up on a restock. I mean, the other thing is that they restocked Wanderlust, and that was another thing that I said, well, maybe if I have money, I'm going to hold off on that too. I think I'm going to wait. I've got other Bear Brick Gias that I need to get to work on. I haven't worked on a Bear Brick Gia in a long time. So KNK, I have a Zelda piece from the gem shop that I haven't worked on yet. And then as far as which Zelda games, I feel like I've played all of them. None for Elizabeth. I've been combining kits so more will fit in the globe. Okay. I mean, Mel, whatever works. I know you were trying to go on a low buy, but it sounds like you just doubled the space in your closet based on what you can fit inside your other kids. Oh, I gotta giggle. Oh, I'll show you. Hold on. Let me grab the jade and I'll show you which one I have. It's called Anything for You, Princess. Hold on. I will grab it. Okay, where is it hiding? Here we go. I'll show you which one I have. And so like a part of me goes like, yes, I really want that Roy, the Roy Trin, but I have a Zelda piece that I really need to work on. Breath of the Wild and the original Ocarina of Time. Yes, yes, yes. But it's called organizing. Whatever you got to tell yourself. Hi, Nori. No buys today. Just added the Roy and Yasu to my wish list. Very nice. Okay, so Noelle, if you like Breath of the Wild and you have not played Tears of the Kingdom yet, you should. They fixed a lot of what was broken about the gameplay inside of Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, so this one is called Anything for You, Princess. Sorry, it's kind of, I'm going to put it this way. There we go. Anything for You, Princess. This is by Aaron Dainty, and this is a very famous scene from Breath of the Wild. And so I figure, you know, if nothing else, I do have a Zelda piece that I could work on. You know, it is what it is. But I do want to get that Roy Trin at some point or another. And you know what? Honestly, if it means maybe I find a couple of things in my stash to destash, then I can afford it that way. But it is what it is. I'm also working on an Ivy. Ooh, working on Written in the Stars. I finished Written in the Stars. That was a lovely finish. I enjoyed that finish very much. And that one, even though Shelby is not here tonight, I would not have had that one if it were not for Shelby and her daughter Rowan. And so was very, very, very happy to have done that one. I've also worked on from Ivy. What other ivies have I worked on? Cauldron of Myrrh. I've done, let's see, let's go back. Cauldron of Myrrh. I did Written in the Stars. I did Fisher Gal. Okay, so let's see here. I did looking through. And see, I've only done one Bear Brick Gia. I need to work on more of those. I need to play that one. My nephew says, yes, Noel, you do, because it's an amazing game. But yeah, I've only done one Bear Brick Gia. I need to do more of those. I own like 6 of them. Let's see. I've done Where in the World? Okay, a bunch of Chrysabugs. I think that might be it. Fisher Gal, Written in the Stars, and Cauldron of Myrrh. I own other Ivy Dolomars. What is it called? My fiance loves the game. So the one that Diamond Art Club dropped today is a Roy Trin, and she's called Mermaid Princess, but she's very clearly got the Triforce symbol like on a medallion on her back. The one that I just showed from Jada Gem Shop, is called Anything for You Princess. And it's in the computer render, the hybrid render. So this one is not hand rendered, though you can pay an extra fee or get in with a group of people and get something hand rendered. But this one is called Anything for You Princess. Jada Gem Shop. I'm going to pick that up. But yeah, the one from this morning was by Roy Trin called Mermaid Princess, and it's very clearly Zelda. Let's see. Come on now. Why do I not have any pictures? Okay. Was Fisher Gal the first one that I ever did by Ivy? It might be. I think it is. Yeah. So I've done Fisher Gal by Ivy Dolomore. I really liked that one. And then I did Written in the Stars. Oh, I did Cauldron of Myrrh by Ivy Dolomore. That one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one immensely. Let's see. I think that's it. Aside from Written in the Stars and then this one. Yeah, Written in the Stars. I did that one. That was back in September/October of last year. Hi, Sujin. I'm wearing my like Muppet sweater. I don't know. That's what Dustin calls it. My Muppet. I look like a Muppet. I look like a Muppet. Muppet. Nothing wrong with looking like a Muppet, okay? I may or may not have skinned a Muppet for this cardigan. But yeah, so I wish listed the Roy Trin. I do like the Miss Holly, but it's just too much color blocking for my particular wants right now. So that one will maybe go on a wish list. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not getting too overly bent out of shape about anything. Not me. I looked up at the wrong time and thought you were waving a stick. Nope, that's my arm. That's my stick arm. Mamana da da na na na. Mana mana da da da. Mana mana da da da. Now you got an earworm. Enjoy. If I want to give Dustin an earworm, I start singing Kate Bush, Running That Hill. It drives him nuts. It's my favorite thing in the world. Give him a Kate Bush earworm. Like you do. I didn't love the render of the Miss Holly, specifically. You know what? I honestly, like, other than the Roy Trin, I didn't look very closely at any renders. One, because I knew I wasn't going to be buying anything. I figured, like, not much point in deep diving on anything I knew I wasn't buying. Although I did do a deep dive on the Roy. That is a gorgeous render. They did a beautiful job on the Roy Trin render. But I didn't look at any of the others, like, admittedly. So I don't know whether they were good or bad. There was a Chrysabug, right? That had a very Ivy Dolomore vibe to it. Or did I make that up? It was Cat something? Cat Cafe? Have you worked on African Beauty from DAC? I have not, Desiree. It's beautiful. It is gorgeous. And the render on that looks really phenomenal too. The reason that I have to be like, I don't know, I'm really selective about what I end up picking up these days, especially because like money's tight, what have you. But I've seen finishes of African Beauty. That's the Leon Devenici, correct? The same one who did Grand Canal and Basilica Venice and the Toilet Bear. I think that's the African Beauty that you're talking about. If that's the one that you're talking about, I have seen finishes of it in the reviews on Diamond Art Club, and it looks phenomenal when it's finished. If it's the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, Cat Cafe. Okay. Yes, then yes, that one looks really great. Now, I haven't worked on that one, but I have worked on another one by Leon Devenici, Grand Canal and Basilica Venice. And what I can say about his artwork, it's so colorful and there's so much interest because of all of the kind of colors that he uses to represent different things. Let me see if I can show you a picture of, it was early in my book here, Grand Canal and Basilica Venice. You'll see that it has very much the same vibes. There we are. It's the same, it's the same kind of like colors used, the paint strokes with different colors. And this was a lot of fun to diamond paint. And so I imagine African Beauty is going to be a lot like that. Hello, Missy. A lot of color blocking. I think that's fine. Yes. Yeah. Now, if you've never done a square before, Desiree, I do kind of suggest, and by no means do you have to listen to me, but I do suggest if it's your very first square to pick up either paint gems or some of the mini dazzles or something like that, just to get some practice with the Diamond Art Club squares, or even something from their Amazon store that's smaller but in square, so you can get a little bit of practice without working on a giant piece. Early in my squares kind of adventure with Diamond Art Club, I had worked on Apples by Christopher Lovell, and I was getting to the point where I was going to lose a row. Everything was so tight and I just wasn't used to it. And so I stopped. I did some practicing with paint gems because they didn't have, at the time, they didn't have mini dazzles. And then I got a little bit of practice under my belt before I tried to do a larger square from Diamond Art Club. But I can't remember if African Beauty is a round or a square, so I could just be telling you nothing you even need to know. But it's good to get a little bit of practice in because their squares are really tight. Like, even compared to a paint gem, their squares are very tight. Good luck on squares. This will be my first. Ooh, on my Lion King I'm doing. After I finish Dorothy and Toto. Cute. And some of the color blocks comes to like multi-placing or things like that. It can either be a really good thing to color block in squares or a really bad thing because things can go kind of off the rails pretty quickly if you're just multi-placing and not really paying close attention to how like squished everything is together. So there is that. I'm doing my ABs first on this particular square. Am I the only person who does that? Where before I will do anything else, I start with my new putty on a square, and then I do all of my ABs before I do anything else. In fact, I like to do all of my specials before I do anything else, but ABs especially come first. Naomi needs to do a whole tutorial on squares. I probably should at some point or another, because I think I've shown people like how to diamond paint in rounds, but I don't know, the last year I've picked up a lot of hints. In fact, Noelle and I, odd that you should say that, Noelle and I were just chatting, just the two of us on Discord, and she had her video up and she was diamond painting, and I was watching her, like I zoomed way in and I was watching her diamond paint on her square, and I was kind of giving her some pointers like, hey, maybe instead of worrying about this, you could do this, or whatever. And she told me the same thing. She's like, you know what you should do is you should put out there that you'll give people like one-on-one lessons on how to either, diamond paint square accurately or how to get them done more quickly. And I was like, I mean, I don't know that anybody would even want anything like that. I'm willing to like put that out there, sure, but I don't think anybody'd care. AB's last with the used putty. Okay. I just do specials randomly as they come along. Hello, Liana. I do AB's last as well, so it doesn't get stuck to my putty as I'm working the square. They use a 12 placer. Okay, fair. I do the ABs as they come up and doing from right to left, switch colors, but one color and row at a time. Interesting. I do all of my special diamonds first when I'm working on a new section so I can look at them while I fill in the rest. There you go, Nori. I've learned a lot about diamond technique from watching you live. Oh, well, thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. Okay, so I get what you're saying, Melissa, about not having your putty like grab the ABs while you're doing the rest of the square. My issue would be that I always start a square with fresh putty. So if I was to end the square with ABs, I would have to start with my new putty before the square was done. I know it seems so weird. Like, I don't know why it matters. Like, just change my putty when I need to change my putty or whatever. But you know me, I have to do things just so, or I don't know, it shakes the force or something. I don't even know. It disturbs the force in my brain. But all right, we got our ABs done. I did select a few specials that I've been kind of like sprinkling in here. One of which is this. It's called, I don't know what it's called. It's actually like just a crystal, but it's in like the sparkler shape because it's round for a square. And this one in particular, it's kind of like it's a crystal, but it's like a peachy color. It's kind of hard to read in the light here, but it's a very close match to, where is it? 967. It's a very close match to this 967, which is like a very light peach. And so I've decided to sub out in this flower in particular. I've decided to sub out those for the crystal I did them here. It's kind of hard to see. I also added some crystal, blue crystal, this light sapphire. I subbed those in on this blue flower pair that's in her hair right here. And so I may do the same over in the blue flower down here. What does everyone use for their specials? News me, welcome back. Putty lasts 2 rows. Mel, if only. So my particular favorite putty, I have a few that are my go-to putties. When I need something really dry, like if it's really warm in my house or really humid outside or humid in the house, that's when I go for butterfly effect wears. That's like my first go-to. And they have every different kind of smell that you could possibly imagine. They call them something other than what the smells are, but like villain era smells like candy. Pumpkin spice season smells like pumpkin spice. Winter dreams smells like mint. Enchanted smells kind of perfumey. Pastel rainbow smells like, I don't know, like Fruit Loops. And then trick or treat smells like candy. Frozen, there's silver and gold. Lucky clover smells like mint. And all treats smells like good candy. Quicksilver, I don't know, that one smells like marijuana to me, but they have a lot of different smell varieties, things like that. And they're a very dry putty, meaning it's not as stringy at the beginning. My next go-to putty company is actually Putty Crocker, a hard placer. So if you're a hard placer, then you know that's a good thing to know about, whether you're a soft placer or a hard placer, because the putty that will work for you if you're a soft placer may not be the same as mine. Although I have heard that butterfly effect wears works for everybody, hard or soft placers. Now, my next go-to is Putty Crocker's Boutique and More. And you can find her on her website, but also over on Facebook. Like this one is Spiced Pumpkin Hot Cocoa, but she's got tons of different smell varieties. She's also one of the very few putty creators that does what's called a unicorn or molded putties. Specifically molded putties that are like very decorative. Like this one is a creepy finger. Can you guess why? It's like a witch's finger. She also does what she calls unicorns, and those are very fancy. Here's an example of one of those that you can buy, and you wonder to yourself, like, oh my gosh, am I supposed to stab that putty? Yes, eventually you are. Here's one of her unicorns from Putty Crocker. So she does either regular putty or she has these like special putties too, that you can get from her. Then there's Patsy Putty. Patsy Putty, she is also over on Facebook, but she does have her own Etsy page. Patsy Putty is like, she also does these regular type putties, but then she has molded putties as well. Like they're shaped. She's got ones that look like lollipops, things like that, or hearts, you know, whatever. And this is another one of my go-to putties. So Butterfly Effect Wears, Putty Crocker, and Patsy Putty are my top 3, though everybody is different. So depending on how hard you press. Order 2 12 placers. Ooh. But, and I think it's pronounced Zoozme. I'm going to go with that. Zoozme. It's really kind of a personal preference. I mean, there's cheaper stuff that you can get from Art Dot, or there's so many varieties of putty that you can find. So if you know more about how hard you press, then I can kind of help you pick a better company for that. And if you're wondering, like, how do I know if I'm a hard presser or a soft presser? A lot of it has to do with when you use the pink wax, pink wax typically last you? Like if you can do the pink wax and that lasts you almost a whole canvas, you are a very light placer. If you have to replace your pink wax like every fourth or fifth, like when you lay down your diamonds, you're a very hard placer. If you're somewhere like in between, you can get a couple few squares out of it, then you're a light placer, but not like a very light placer. But those are some ways to know the difference in your placement style. You're a hard placer. So then saving one for your Sagittarius pen. Nice. Let's see. There is from Putty Crocker, if like butterfly effect wears isn't something that works for you, there is from Putty Crocker, though it is expensive. It's $16.50 for a pack of the Putty Gold, which is her hard presser formula, but it does last me longer than the butterfly effect wears or her regular putty. If you keep an eye on her Facebook page, she lets you know when she's doing another hard presser drop. But her regular putty works pretty well for me regardless. So kind of up to you if you want to pay the $16.50 for the hard presser stuff. But there are some people that absolutely swear by it and really wish that they could use that and nothing else. But it's really. Then you got Noelle and I who are out here like literally changing our putty every single square. Sometimes more than once a square, depending. Saving for your Sagittarius pen, which I'm not allowed to mail until I got all your stuff to send. All right, let's see here. I'm putting down my crystals right now in this spot. I think they look pretty good. I was skeptical at first adding these peach crystals. Sugar. No, you want to go down and bark at beans? Okay, you can go bark at beans. There you go. Have fun. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so tell me, you guys, what are you working on tonight? Are you diamond painting? This is the first time that I've like really been able to sit down and diamond paint for a few days. I'll get like a square in maybe here and there, but as far as like really getting much done, I have not. But, you know, Dustin and I have been enjoying each other's company, so that's been nice. Are you guys diamond painting? Are you just hanging out? Are you kidding down? Kidding up? What is the sitch? I lost one of my drills. I don't know where it went. There we go. Good enough. All right. I think I like it. Oh, hang on. Let me open my YouTube. There it goes, freezing the comments again. As always. Let's go like this. Here we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. Please mention the name again of the lady who does hard presser putty. It is Putty Crocker's Boutique and More. Desiree, sorry I didn't see that because my chat froze, but it's called Putty Crocker's Boutique and More, and you can find her on Facebook group. It's called Putty Gold. Hold on, I'll show you her company name a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit clearer. Putty Crocker's Boutique and More, and you can find her on Facebook. And if you message her, she might be able to tell you if she has some extra left over. All right, let's see. 4 from Black Dahlia on the way. Okay. Mary, I'm definitely a light placer with stabby moments. Me too, but in life. Contemplating some ghost. It's good. It's very good. Ooh, Tigger's back to Wolf Dreamcatcher until you get Loontian. Interstellar Tailwagger. Interstellar. Blah, blah, blah. That is a mouthful. Took yesterday off from diamond painting. Oh, nice. This last section of Witchcraft Room. Finally diamond painting at my desk again. Oh my gosh. Sujin, about darn time, huh? Working on Queen Bee Marie from Jada Gem Shop. Heather, very nice, very nice. Wild and Precious, Jody Bergsma. Specials from DP with Sparklers. Nice, Liana. Neon Wolf from Diamond Dots. Very cool. Doing everything to avoid working on my current whip. Oh, Melissa. Finally been able to diamond paint working on Satura. Brenda, very nice. Working on a DAC Mini Dazzle. Thank you, Abby, for posting her Facebook group, the Putty Crocker Facebook group. Naughty Space Void, Alondra, that one was so much fun. I loved that one so much. So, okay. I have a question for you guys, because this came up with Noelle and I the other night. And, or no, Vicky and I, it was. Okay, so of all of the diamond paintings that you've ever worked on, which diamond painting, if you had it again, would you work on a second time? Like you enjoyed it so much the first time that you would work on it a second time? Because I have an answer for this, my answer, but I'm just kind of curious what you guys think. Like, what would you say is something that you would definitely work on a second time? And I have actually a few of them. Cup of Sunshine is definitely among that list of ones that if I owned a second copy, I would absolutely work on a second time. And then I would say Ajasai by Margaret Morales. That one I would definitely work on a second time if I had the option. And I think actually I may end up working on that one a second time if everything works out. Art, Dorothy and Toto. Anyone here order from the Diamond by Design or Diamond Dot? How are they compared to Diamond Art? So K and K Love. Diamond, I'm thinking you're saying Diamond Design Company. Is that what you're asking about? Because I don't know of another shop that's called Diamond by Design. But if you're asking about Diamond Design Company, I can actually pull out a kit to you. So you can kind of see like how tight the grid is and all of that fun stuff. And then Diamond Dots. Diamond Dots is a less expensive brand. Like they're ones that you can typically find in craft stores and things like that. And I would say that their rounds are great. I have not seen or heard good things about their squares. Flower Child, yeah. Mel, watching you work on that. Oh my gosh, the colors. Memento Mori, that one's beautiful too. Solstice by Christopher Lovell. Heather, that's a hot take. That one had a lot of color blocking that drove me bananas, but yes, it was like working on her, not the background, was fun. A lot of fun. Einafel, Mermaid Tea Time. Okay. Okay, Kylie. Maybe Lumina. Ooh, Lumina. Crystal Cat by Margaret Morales. Oh, in your DIY Moons. Okay. Equinox by Ashley Cassidy. Gorgeous. Inside Watery Eyes. Okay. Oh, okay. You're talking about Diamond Design Company. Okay, give me 1 second and I'll pull one out that I have finished. Show you. Probably wouldn't do a piece again unless it's hand rendered and computer rendered. Oh, like so that you could compare the two. I can't think of anything I would do again. Noted. Okay, let me go and grab my. Here we go. Okay. I have a diamond design company here that I actually worked on. They're still her like minis, right? They're minis, but they're a little bit larger. And the one in particular that I've already finished, this is from her Whimsical Landscapes. She does have ones that are smaller than this. This is a 25 by 25. And this one in particular is from the Whimsical Landscape set. There's 4 of them. They're 25 by 25. And the one that you're looking at here is this one right here. And then I also have this one as a work in progress, which I'll pull out and show that to you as well. And that's here. I've been started on that one. So Diamond Design Company, she does, Satura and Mystery 60. Nice. Oh, Alondra just jumping in to say hi. Hit the like button. Thank you, Alondra. I'll see you in a little while. Sooner rather than later, hopefully. Have a good night. You'll need to bring up the likes. There's 42 people watching and only 17 rookie numbers. Oh, get on it, people. What are you doing? Slap that like button for fun. And as far as the grid and things like that, I love the fact that if it's something that has a white, like big border background, often with those, she does like, let's say it's a potion bottle and the potion bottle is in the middle. All of the background in white will be special drills. It'll be fairy dust. And then I love the fact that each of her, even her minis, has a minimum of 3 special hit. So this one in particular, there's fairy dust that's like on the clouds here. There's a fairy dust in the orange here. And then there's an AB in the water and then like just here and down in these bushes. So like you can see the AB down there. There's fairy dust here in this orange tree. And then the clouds up here have a fairy dust. You can see, even though this is a very light, it is a tight grid. Any of the like little gappies that you see in here, that's probably more my placement than anything else. But the kit is tight. It's got a very nice grid. She does hand render all of her, even her miniatures, her larger pieces. I can grab one of those for you in just a minute as well. But one really big bonus positive for me. Okay. With Diamond Art Club, I've been having some glue issues. With her kit in particular, the glue is very sticky. I have never had an issue with sticky glue with her canvases. So that's a huge bonus in my eyes. Like if I can just go like this and pick the sucker up with one finger, you know that glue is strong. Okay. I'll show you a large one too, because those also are from the same company. Shell, welcome. Taking a break from Madam Chic. My Amazon parcel was just delivered. Ooh, very cool. My Tweety was like that from Diamond Art. Oh, okay. All right. So let me grab one of her larger kits so I can show that to you as well. All of her kits also have the scalloped and poked edge, like you're going to see on Diamond Art Club. The scalloped and poked edge. You're also going to see like the grid is super, super readable. It does have a grid line, but the grid line is super faint. You can barely see it, but it is there. I like that too because then it's not super overpowering. Also, they have a very soft back on them. It's a short lint cotton. And then this one in particular is by Serena Mance. It is hand rendered, and this is what that looks like with drills on it. And obviously, but there are tons of specials on this one. Has 6 2 ABs and 4 dust drills. And like the fact that you can see the shadow on her shoulder, because she's like just kind of like facing sort of to the side, so like her chest would be here, right? And this is her left shoulder, if that makes sense. This is her hair. um Absolutely beautiful. Love, love, love the rendering. The butterfly is just beautiful. I love it so much. And it's been one of my favorites to work on. I'm The reason I'm not currently working on this one is because Black History Month, and two, I'm kind of trying to save it a little bit so that I can have this to work on also for Pride Month, because it is absolutely like 100% been one of my favorite kits to work on. So if you like it, this one actually she does have available on her site. This one is called Eternal Springs, Longing for Love by Romance Art, if you're looking for this one. And if you want to see a full unboxing of that one, it is on my channel that you can check out. Sorry, I'm bumping stuff. There we go. And yeah, I have unboxings from Diamond Design Company on my channel that you are welcome to check out. And I'm very, very, very much a stickler about, I tell you if I don't like something, I tell you what I do like about things. And so if you ever have questions, I'm happy to answer. And as far as like discount codes or anything like that, she does her own discounts. I don't have a discount code with her. So if you're, if you're looking for any, you'll want to join her Facebook group for sure. For sure, for sure. Yes, Marilyn. Marilyn. I love them so much. Able to zoom in. Sweet. All right. Good deal. But yeah, I enjoyed any of the diamond design stuff that I've worked on. And as far as like how it compares to like diamond, I mean, it's hard to say because there are like Diamond Art Club has obviously its benefits, some drawbacks as far as like the glue has not been my favorite lately. Though with my alcohol trick, I've not really had too much of a problem like once I've figured that out. But aside from that, I would say, like, quality is very comparable. The grid is very tight. The renders are lovely, and there's so many companies out there, honestly, Zuzmi, that you can check out. But those are a couple of really good ones to start with. Diamond Dots, like I said, I would stay away from Diamond Dots square grid. It is very, very loose from what I have seen. Did the Magic Potion bottle minis. Yes. Yes, yes. My only comment would be the paperwork isn't always great. From Diamond Design Company? Hi, Angela. You haven't missed much. We've just been looking at it. The paperwork isn't al are you do you mean like the how do I how do I explain it? The way that everything is kind of together that you have to okay, so like for instance, if this was the sticker sheet, the design. Oh, Hard to read symbols. I guess I haven't run into that myself personally, but I'm not doubting that if you had issues, but yeah, they do also like when you get your sticker sheet, this is just the inventory sheet, but when you do get the sticker sheet, all of it is on one page like this, so you do have to like cut up, you know, separating them like that. And then of course the stickers themselves are really small. So let's see, show you a example. Excuse me. So like this one, that's the size of the sticker. It's like a really itty bitty sticker. The other thing that I will say is that on the newer ones, like her newest ones, it actually gives the name of the piece on the actual canvas, not the sticker sheet. So, like, for instance, let's pretend, because this one doesn't have a name, let's pretend that this one was called In Rainbows or something like that. It would say In Rainbows on here, but it doesn't say In Rainbows on the piece on the sticker sheet. So there is that. As far as like hard to read symbols, I haven't run into that, but I don't doubt that it's absolutely a possibility that that happens to people. I just haven't run into that myself. Thank you, Angela. Second, staying away from diamonds. Yeah. Yes. Abby says she seconds staying away from diamond dots squares. I haven't worked on one personally, but I've seen others and that looked like a nightmare. So I have not had the displeasure of working on a diamond dots square, but I've seen other people do it and it did not look like a fun experience. I got to live vicariously through other people and did not have to have that particular experience myself. Thank goodness. I probably would have thrown it away. And thank you, Angela. I'm really enjoying this one. This one in particular, Bouquet. She's not in my usual color wheel that I typically work on with the oranges and the peach and all that. Honestly, I'm enjoying it because of that. Because normally I'd be working on something blue. Y'all know I love a blue kit. I don't know why it always happens that way, but it does. Only had one Diamond Dots, and it was a round. Yeah, their rounds seem to be just fine. I've worked on several Diamond Dots rounds, had no issues. None whatsoever. The Diamond Dot squares are expensive. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and the thing that I love about Diamond Dots rounds is that their rounds are resin, and the drills seem to be pretty fantastic. Like, I didn't run into a lot of trash, I didn't run into a lot of issues. Um, I will say with, like, Diamond Dots, the one thing that I noticed from my older kits, I don't know about newer ones, I haven't purchased any newer Diamond Dots in a while, but that the drill didn't necessarily match what the background was called for color, the canvas called for colors, and so that always throws me off when that happens, but I haven't worked on a Diamond Dots in a while, so it might have just been the kit that I was working on that had that issue. I don't remember if it was an issue on my first kit or not, because it had been so long ago, but they are pretty darn expensive, like, even the rounds ones in some cases are pretty expensive, like, all things considered, though I would say it's, like, better quality than market sort of situation or, uh, certain, like, Amazon or Temu ones that I've done. Diamond Dots round I did was acrylic. There was a good amount of trash. Hi, Flora Um, I have worked on acrylic ones. in Diamond Dots, but gosh, it's been ages. I don't know. I think that I worked on were they partnered with leisure art, I feel like was the like, because it said Diamond Dots, but it also had leisure arts on the canvas itself, and I know I've had ones that were acrylic, but gosh, that's been a long time, probably since back in 2019, and I feel like almost everybody had acrylic rounds back then, to be fair, so I haven't purchased the Diamond Dots in a really long time. I couldn't speak on their current stock or whatever, but yeah, suppose anything is possible. I want the Kiss by Klimt. Oh, the masterclass one. I have the Monet Lily Pond from the masterclass ones, and woof, yeah, they're pricey, definitely pricey. What else do I have from the masterclass set? Is my I don't think that my Mona Lisa is from the masterclass set. I think it's just a regular one. I could be wrong. Gosh, it's been so long since I've worked on a Diamond Dots. Probably need to pull one of those out at some point too. Get 'em out of the get 'em out of the stash or, find a home for 'em or something. Either work on them or sell them. Do something. Because I have Van Gogh's Olive Orchard, and I have Mona Lisa, I have the Monet. What else? I know, a lot, a lot. 200 bucks. Oh my gosh. Woof. That's spendy. $200. Is that one in round, Jen? The Kiss? I hope so, but at 200 bucks, woof. Jennifer said, "I have a square whip from Diamond Dots that I haven't touched in a really long time." Is it gappy, Jen? Super gappy? Also has their micro rounds. Oh, wow. The micro rounds look really cool. Almost like this is gonna sound weird, but almost like doing, like, sparklers, like, in like, on purpose, and with a smaller grid size for those sections. They look really cool when they're done, though, when they have smaller size round drills or whatever with them. I've seen them done, but I like 200 bucks, that's, like, too rich for my blood for one canvas. I've seen a couple that, Katie either unboxed or worked on, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's real nice and everything, but definitely out of my price range." It's frustrating. I bet it is. And I thought the Diamond Art Gallery had high prices. And, even with the art gallery and the prices, I think if you're looking at her regular kits, like not the ones that are in the limited edition, but the others, I feel like those are closer to a regular price, whereas the limited edition ones, those include, like, a piece of artwork with it, the postcard or whatever that comes with it, and then, it's got something I forget something else. So you're, like, essentially kind of paying a little bit of a premium for a piece of art from the artist, which I think is cool. I don't know about her other prices. I didn't get a chance to look that deeply into it, but it seemed yeah, a little spendy, but not maybe it would be something that be like a this is a me treating myself sort of situation. Same as like I do at a gem shop, you know? Definitely, this is something that I either get when there's a sale or when I'm treating myself to one canvas or something like that. That's got me hooked, but I won't go back now. Oh boy. If you factor in the print price yeah, that's how I felt about it too. Like, if you factor in the art print, it definitely makes a little more sense. Laura says, "The expensive ones, I think, come with resin pens." Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not certain about her regular stuff, like, if the regular stuff is quite as expensive as the limited edition, but I do know that the limited edition ones with the print is definitely a little bit bendy. Alright, any more dots? No more dots. No more dots. Eloin is from Dreamer Designs. Nice. Now, is your Eloin from Dreamer Designs, is that a round or a square? 'Cause I feel like I remember Eloin, like what Eloin looks like, but I couldn't remember if she's a square or round. I need to go justifying why I should buy that cute cat piece. Sorry. I will not try to justify you spending on the cat piece because it is very cute. The one that I want is the Sagittarius cat. I ended up not picking the, cat cafe. I went with something else, but it was really, 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 really hard to say no. We were able to financially. Yes. Don't have it out of stock. Oh, you wanna get it. Good night, Mary. Have a good night. Get some good rest and things. I know you're a busy, busy lady. A busy, busy woman. Yeah, I'm I was really worried, I think, at first with the amount of color blocking that I thought was gonna be on this particular kit, and honestly, it's it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, granted, I don't know what this top row is like, so I guess I can't really say because there were some pretty, like, color blocky sections out here that did drive me a little bit bananas, but they were really kind of quick in comparison. A few of them that made me wanna go nuts, but not too bad. This one could have been a whole lot worse. Fingers crossed I can before it sells out. Ooh, yeah. Waiting for Beauty and the Beast to come back to an art club. It's not discontinued, so why does it take so long? Well, I feel like because Diamond Art Club prioritizes what is new, the time that it takes to restock things can vary. Now, some things, depending on if they sell out very quickly in their first run, you often will see those things back in 3 to 6 months. And that's pretty typical for a restock from just about anywhere, to be honest, that isn't drop shipping. And that is because that's about what it takes for production and then for things to come from China to America. Because remember, even though Diamond Art Club's warehouse is in the States, their manufacturer is in China just like everybody else. And so when they do restock things, It's because, they put in their order, whatever the heck it was, whatever piece it was, and then they had to wait for it to go through production again, to be boxed and whatever, and then get here from China, and they restock it on the website. Now, the last time that I remember anything taking, like, a ridiculous amount of time to restock, that would be the first restock in particular of, Duck Bath by Art by Julia. That one took a year, over a year, actually, I think. And I think they had some issues with I can't remember if it was, like, things going into the ocean or a pallet being destroyed. Something happened that they weren't able to restock that one. So, knowing how many restocks something has already had is also vital when talking about whether or not you should just wait for something to restock or get it from D-Stash. So, depending. As far as the Disney things and whatnot, I'm certain that they're gonna wanna get their money's worth out of those licenses, so I'm certain that they will restock it, it's just a matter of when. 'Cause some of those things, I feel like if they're not already, you're gonna start seeing those in stores, like in Walmart or what have you, the places that they license for now, QVC, because they're gonna definitely wanna make the most of that licensing. So, I'm sure it's going to restock more than likely. I mean, I can't be certain of anything really. I don't work for them. But, as far as when, kinda hard to say. If it's sold out really quickly, I'm sure they'll get it out as soon as they can. But, it's one of those things, like, some people are really impatient. They go over to the D-Stash groups and they wanna buy them from D-Stash because they don't wanna wait, which, I mean, ultimately lose out on so much when you buy from restash and not for something to just go ahead and restock, like, you lose your warranty, you lose uh, the points that you earn from Diamond Art Club, which to me is well worth the wait. Just the points and the warranty alone, because if you're missing drills or whatever, oftentimes people will take the treasure quest cards out of them. And, while no, those treasure quest cards might not be something that you collect or whatever, it still has a code on it, especially if it's something other than bronze, and eventually you could get yourself customs or things like that. I don't know. I just don't unless you're really getting a crazy good deal, I don't see the point in buying from Dstash if something is gonna restock, because you're essentially giving someone else your discount, you're giving someone else your points, and you're giving someone else your warranty, because you're not gonna be able to have those things if you buy them from Dstash. So, it just pays to be patient, you know? Now, if you're gonna go out there and find a copy of something for 25 bucks, eh, maybe the points and the warranty and what have you are not necessarily that big a deal. Like, if I found something for 25 bucks, I think I'd be less worried about the warranty and things like that. I never understood, though, why people would keep the treasure quest card. Now, if it's a silver or a gold, fair, I understand, but if it's a bronze card, why are people saving artwork for kids that they no longer have? Like, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, especially if you can't get to that canvas right within 3 to 6 months. Yeah, because if you're not gonna be kitting that sucker up immediately, then why not wait anyway? I think some of it, the having of something, the knowing that you have something, so you don't have to worry about having something. I think that's probably why I always get paralysis when they drop, because then I don't have to worry about, like, "Oh my gosh, what if they do archive it?" Or What if it takes them 3 years to restock, even though I've got enough canvases that I wouldn't need to worry about they waited 3 years to restock, honestly. I'm sure I would be just fine. I've seen people wanting $200. You know what, Desiree? That's actually nothing. There are kits that have been, like, just out of stock, not even archived, okay? Duck bath is for instance, I've seen people sell duck bath for 300 US dollars for duck bath in the middle of a restock, like, before a restock, they were asking $300. That's insanity, and someone paid them that. That's a really sad part to me, is because people were not willing to be patient on duck bath and just wait a year until it came back around. They were able to gouge all of these other people because one numbnut out there was willing to pay that 300 bucks. So then everybody else thought, "Well, I'm gonna ask $300. Like, why would I sell it to somebody else for, 75 when someone else is gonna turn around, buy it from me for 75 and then resell it for 300?" I get the thought process, but if, like, the buyers out there would stop paying those prices, you would stop seeing this as, like, normal for D-stash stuff, for stuff that's gonna restock. I get that you get into a mindset where you wanna collect certain artists, but yeah, right, Desiree, right. So K and K, as far as, like, why do they archive things? That can be for a lot of different reasons. One, a lot of their archiving has to do with the artist's, contracts. So, like, for instance, a lot of things from Mrs. Butterdy that were coming out new, they were archiving those things, like, right after they'd sell out, they would archive it. A lot of that, I believe now granted, I don't know anything about artist contracts, like, I don't know what their contracts are, I don't know how long necessarily that they last, but it sounds like the typical artist contract is about 3 years, whether or not they sign exclusivity and all that sort of no, that's each artist's business, etcetera. But sometimes they're just archiving something because that artist contract is coming up on either something that needs to be refreshed, rewritten, or what have you, and so the licensing on those specific images might be coming to a close. Uh, there could be that artist is leaving Diamond Art Club, and they archive their stuff because the artist is leaving. Some items, maybe it has imagery on it that they got in trouble for having. I don't know, like, long, long ago, Mandy Manzano had done the Disney Princess panel, and this was before their license with Disney. They were trying to work out licensing with Disney, if I recall correctly. So the Mandy Manzano princess panels were yanked because one, I think the contract was coming up on renewal, and two, they didn't want to sell Disney unlicensed stuff if they were going to try and license Disney. That just doesn't make a lot of sense. So sometimes it's about what else is going on with the artist or with the company that they needed to archive. Like if they figure out that an artist that they thought was gonna be really popular is not selling out when they put their stuff out, then they're only gonna do one run of that person's artwork, or if it's something that they can kind of reproduce or not reproduce in the sense that, like, "Oh, we can have a copy of something like this immediately," then they also are kind of do something else that's like it very quickly. Like, a an example, there's the one person, she does all of those, flowers, They're all, like, basically the same flower, but in different colors, or it looks like it could be the same flower, but it's in different colors, like, "Oh, this time it's pastel pink, this time it's kind of green," or whatever. They have so many pieces from that artist that look almost exactly the same, that it doesn't really make sense for them to keep running a piece that looks just like pieces that they're already running by artists, so, can't remember her name. It's so it's possible that, they have a piece that looks just like it, gonna be dropping shortly behind it, and so they archive the first one to drop the next one. A lot to it. And sometimes Lola, thank you. Yes, her name's Lola, the artist. And sometimes, like, it's their prerogative. They could just decide to archive something just if they feel like it. Sometimes that is, their prerogative to do so. Remember that Aurora Boreal mountain piece in the second version? Yeah. Yes. Yep. They've also got that, Paint with Paint with Josh. Paint with Josh did these it was, if I recall correctly, it was like nighttime waves on the ocean, but then in the background, it looked like an American flag, and they had, like, 2 or 3 different varieties of that exact same piece, just in, like, different colors, and that one also archived really quickly. So, yeah, sometimes it's just a case of, like, they've got pieces that look exactly the same, that they're just, making decisions on. Or I think also sometimes, and I don't know the exact number, I think it varies from artist to artist, but if an artist already has, like, let's say 25 pieces that are in active circulation with them, then they start archiving things so that they're not continually trying to pump out this same artist's artwork. They wanna give us something new because remember, really what Diamond Art Club focuses on is what is new. So, if they can give us something new, they'd rather do that than keep trying to put things through production. So, some things may get one reprinting, see how it sells out, and if it fits and fits, then they'll just do the one reprint. Sometimes they'll do multiples if it's something that's gonna sell and keep selling. They they've got brains over there, they know what they wanna do and make money. So it just really kind of depends on a lot of factors, but it can get really frustrating, especially if you're newer. You see that something is in their inventory. It's not, like, for sale still, but it's something that hasn't archived yet, and you go on the, like, notify me list about it, and then it never actually hits a reprint anyways. If you don't know about the piece or the artist and their contract beforehand, like, sometimes it can seem like, "What the heck? They just had that on their website. Why is it archived now?" That's probably why. Just kind of depends on what's going on. And so, that's why, like, for newer people, when it comes to buying from Diamond Art Club, if you don't really know kind of the, like, lore, or you don't know the history, or you don't know the artists necessarily and, like, what's going on with those specific artists, it can be really confusing, and so when you're just out looking for a piece because you saw it on the website, you're like, "Well, I'll go check and see if somebody's reselling it," and they're reselling it for 4 times the amount. You can't you don't understand, like, why is somebody trying to sell this for $300? It's because that artist is popular, they're capitalizing on the fact that somebody doesn't want to be patient because they're new and they don't know any better, like, there's a lot of people out there who will try to take advantage if they can, which is, like, frustrating in its own right. 'Cause there's some people, legitimately, they make their living off of reselling Diamond Art Club canvases, or even from Dreamer Designs or whatever, because they know is really popular. they'll buy up 2 or 3 or whatever, and they'll save 1 or 2 of them for resale. 'Cause, like, it never ceases to confuse me when it's like, okay, so something was sold, like, let's say this Roy Trin from this morning, Mermaid Princess. They'll buy 2 or 3, and then somehow, oddly, right after they receive theirs in the mail, they'll how's the dog? They'll try to destash it, and they'll be like, "Oh, changed my mind." What do you mean you changed your mind? Like, you haven't even had it in your home long enough to have made up your mind about it. No, it's because they knew what was gonna be popular. They bought multiples counting on the fact that, like, either new people or people who don't have access to VIP or whatever missed it or it sold out on them, and then they turn around and they gouge people. It's really kinda sad. Unfortunate real truth about, resellers, though, when it comes to just about any company that does, like, not limited releases, but, like, has a a finite amount on release, like Diamond Art Club does. 'Cause, like, that first run, you're not really sure how a piece is gonna do necessarily. Something that they might think is incredibly popular, they could put out, thousands and thousands of copies only to find out, like, "Oh, wow, this isn't selling well at all." And then they're stuck kind of holding the bag. And then there's other things that they might expect will be like, "Meh," it'll be received all right, but it won't be, like, wildly popular, and then it'll blow up out of nowhere, like, I feel like especially with the Art by Julia stuff, there was a lot of hype around those kits, right after the first one dropped because people were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for it to restock, and I think some of the hype actually, like, sold more of those on restock than it would have if it would've just restocked at a normal, like, every 3 to 6 months sort of situation. 'Cause, like, I was almost excited for Duck Bath, and it's not the kind of piece that I wanna work on because of the color blocking. Yeah. Changed my mind, but keeping the Treasure Quest card, right. Mhm. I was so upset when I saw a kit I really wanted get sold to a known reseller. Ugh, the price was below retail. I was 4 minutes too late. Weeks later, that seller was asking 250 on Mercari. Yes. Oh my gosh. Right, Josh. My dog's cousin's mother needs emergency surgery, and, as Mel says, and she has cancer. It's true. They'll tell you like, "Oh, I've gotta do an emergency D-stash." Why are you doing an emergency D-stash every week? That's weird. You're emergency stashing. Like, why don't you just stop buying if you've got a emergency D-stash? How come your dog has needed emergency surgery, like, once a month, every freaking month? Like, what's that about? Very true. They'll sob story you into buying some kit from them for way too much, and then it's like and then I feel stupid for charging somebody normal prices for things, even if they're archived. It's like, I'm not trying to make $1,000,000. This one woman, I had sold her a kit that it was just out of stock. It wasn't like, uh, an archive kit or anything like that, and she asked me what I wanted for it, and I was like, "I mean, I just like to make my money back, shipping. That'd be cool." And she's like, "Oh, I mean, are you sure? Because I just saw this one selling for blah, blah, blah." I was like, "I'm sure. I don't I need to gouge somebody. I mean, are you planning on reselling it?" "No, I'm gonna work on it." "Well, then there you go." Surprise car repairs again. Mhm. Fairy Queen Pippa. Hi, Tannis. I don't know if I know Fairy Queen Pippa. Not sure if I'm familiar. But yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And it's like the same I don't know, it seems like it's the same 5 or 6 people, like, "Oh my god, I've gotta sell these before my husband finds out again." It's like, maybe if you're gonna get in trouble, like, you shouldn't be buying them in the first place, question mark? Like, call me crazy. Yep, completely understand. Oh, Moonbound. Oh. Moonbounds are so pretty. I'm just so scared of that darker color palette. I think that's why I've never, like, bought a Moonbound or worked on a Moonbound. I'm scared of that color, like, that well, 1, it's green and pink, and we all know that's not my favorite combination of colors, although it's not bad green and pink. That's, like, teal and pink, really. Um, but it's also very dark, so I'm nervous to try and work on a really dark, you know, like, kit like that, and so I've kind of stayed away from the Moonbound Studios, but they're so pretty. The one that has, like, basically it's like Rapunzel's tower. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like it has Rapunzel's tower in it, and a big, big, beautiful full moon. I do not remember the name of it, but it is really beautiful. I like that one a lot. And I like the one where it's, like, the big like the not chapel style, I guess they're kinda chapel style windows, like some gothic cathedral windows sort of situation. I like that one too. Also, who is married to someone who will get you in trouble? Right! It's weird to me that you would need to feel like, "Oh, well, if my husband finds out," well, 1, yeah, why are you married to somebody who's gonna get you in tr like, who's gonna make you in trouble? And 2, why are you doing stuff that's gonna get you in trouble in your marriage? Seems odd. Seems an odd choice, you know? A very strange choice, but what do I know? I'm not in everybody's marriages. I guess if that's what works in somebody's marriage, it's none of my business. I just think I would maybe not do things that is gonna get me in trouble in my marriage, but Beans, why are you out there barking? He, like, legitimately tried to slam his head into the door to get into my bedroom. He can't because it's locked. It's latched closed. He thought he was just gonna shove his big head against the door, and so now he's upset with me. He's barking because I didn't let him in when he barked and complained the first time. Tee hee, I regret nothing. I don't think Sugar's in here anymore, is she? Where'd she go? No, I don't think she's in here anymore. I think she left. I used to do things that would get me in trouble, so I went to fricking rehab. There you go, Josh. Just get a new husband. Wife knows I spend too much on my hobbies, but as long as I keep the bills paid, and that's just it, you know, as he calmed down from his hormones. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I can understand if your bills are paid and whatnot, then it's your business. Do what you wanna do. But when you know you've got a problem and you've got an emergency decrease, 1, because your significant other is gonna get mad, or 2, because you failed to pay your rent and you just realize that, you're gonna be SOL here without a house, then priorities. If you don't know how to prioritize those things, then that could be a problem. What kills me is, like, people with their hand out to others, and not just destashers, but, like, even content creators, right? They have their hand out, they're asking, for help with this or that, like, "Oh, know, help me buy groceries," or "Help me pay my car payment," or "Help me pay for XYZ," and you help them out, you buy them something because you think that you're, you know, giving them a hand or whatever, and then that same weekend, they're buying canvases, and you're like, kind of thought you were, like, broke, whatever." Like, that would be a little bit upsetting, I think, for anybody. Or, they're posting a huge small shop haul video, and you just help them buy stuff. It's like, wife knows I spend too much on the hobbies, but as long as I keep the bills paid, yeah, yeah. I read that twice. It's true, though. It is very true. And, yeah, there are actually content creators who do that, like, for real, for real. I won't call them out by name, but I know who they are, and I find that really, really gross. Don't like it at all. And I'm like, I try very, very, very hard. If there's gonna be something that I'm, like, really desperate for, especially at Diamond Art Club, I have some points that I've saved back, and if I really, really, really badly need something, I'll save those points, but, I mean, otherwise, it's like, "Alright, can I pay you back for that?" I'm not just trying to hold my hand out and be like, "Will you buy this for me?" And then, like, literally do nothing in return for that person. Just makes me sick. Asking for help and buying other Yes! Jen, yes. I agree. And what makes me even, like, more mad about it, I think, is that, like, there are certain content creators who continuously get away with doing it. And it's not like me being jealous. I don't care what people wanna do to help somebody else out or what they wanna do to, make themselves feel closer to that content creator, whatever, 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 right? I don't care. People can spend their money on what they want. It's not me, like, sour grapes or anything. I just don't like the blatant, like, use of a person or use of the community in that whole, like, yeah, my dog died, know, my eye fell out, my freaking whatever, my health is bad, my this and that, and somebody goes out of their way to do something kind for you, and you're like, "Next 2 weeks, there's this giant small shop haul." What? How does that work? I was saying, like, maybe I'm doing it wrong, like, the way that some content creators, they charge extra money for people to go and hang out in, like, their Discords or their specific groups or whatever to, like, spend time with them. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Keep charging people to talk to me. Nah, that I could not do. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I would feel weird about that actually, to be honest with you. I'd be like, "Well, 1, who really wants to pay to spend time with me?" I'm gonna guess 0 people. 2, uh, that just feels kind of icky. I mean, to each their own. I couldn't do it. Those who do that, more power to you. I couldn't. I can't. I just don't think I'm that cool anyway. Maybe what I'll do is when I'm finally ready to do a face reveal, it'll be, like, first to a select group of people in a paid something or other, like, it'll be my paid members here on YouTube that get to see that face reveal before anybody else does. They'll be like, "Mwahaha. Now you regret your life choices because 'cause you've seen my face, and you should." Louder for the people in the back. Thank you, Mel. Yes, absolutely. It'd be like Discord escort. Ooh, yes. Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of people who, like, that's their game, though. Let me beg money off of people and spend all of the money that they don't, like, okay, they paid for your, let's say, electric bill. They went ahead, they contacted your electric company on your behalf to pay your electric bill, and then here you are spending your money on canvases or trays or whatever. No ma'am. No refunds for the face reveal. Right? No refunds. Once you've seen it, you've seen it, and you can't unsee it anyways, so there you go. Like, if it scares you away, you still have to pay for that month. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, there's a picture of me, so you guys have a vague idea of what I looked like when I was in my 20s. You don't know now. I could be a troll. I could be an absolute just garden gnome of a human, meaning, like, a little bit hairy and also likes to hang out in dirt. You just never know. Oh my gosh. It'd be funny. Be like, "Oh, no." My membership numbers would just all of a sudden plummet. "What is this? No." I do have ideas, though. I do have ideas. There will be a face reveal at some point. Just let me get my AI working, right? Or you wax them. This is not a fade. I have more perfumes than I care to reveal because those kind of perfumes for oof, yeah. Oh, at least my hands aren't hairy, or I wax them. Ah, no, I do not wax my hands. Actually, like, the hair, it's weird, okay? The hair on my arms and the hair on my hands is, like, very blonde, like, very almost almost impossible to see. The hair on my head is, like, strawberry blonde. Um, but the hair on my legs, and I don't know, it's probably because, like, as a lady person, I do shave my legs. The hair on my legs comes in black. Like, what the hell is that? Except on my, like, upper thighs. That's all blonde still. Yeah, maybe my face is. You don't know, it could be a hairy face. I feel like the face should reveal should come with a magic show. I know real magicians, Melissa. I could probably make that happen. Everybody is beautiful. Jen, that is categorically untrue. Everyone is not beautiful. In fact, some people are ugly all the way down into their souls. I don't think I'm ugly down into my soul, though. I don't think I'm like a you know, I'm not like a dog or anything. I'm definitely not that, but there are some real ugly people in this world, and they are definitely ugly all the way down beyond skin. Some babies are so okay, Melissa, we only wanna see the thumb trick. Oh, boy. Leg hair is dark because you shave them. Oh, okay, that's fair. Um, so, uh, funny story about ugly babies, okay? Not all babies are cute. I don't care what anybody says, like, some people will show me a picture of a baby, right, or they'll have a baby, whatever, in a stroller. Now, here's a little bit of inside knowledge for you. If I think that a baby is ugly, I will go, "Oh my god, look at that baby." I've legitimately said that to parents, because I don't wanna be like, "Oh my gosh, your baby is so ugly. Like, why does your baby look like that?" Because I have asked that question. Because of course I have. Because if I can call somebody a manatee, there's no reason I can't tell somebody that their kid isn't ugly, right? But I will say, "Oh my god, look at that baby." And that if you ever hear that out of my mouth, then you know that I think somebody's baby is ugly, because there are some oogly babies. Now, I mean, I don't mean to brag or anything. They're very, very cute. Now, I would absolutely admit if I thought either of my kids were ugly babies. I promise you, I would not just lie, say, "Well, my babies were just most beautiful babies. They're my babies." Nah, nah. I'd tell you if my babies were ugly. Pets resemble their owners. The sugar look like you. I have more teeth and my eyes don't bug out of my head. I'm so ugly. Yes. I can report that a cassette tape holder would be so good for me. Oh, nice. Okay. That's interesting. A cassette tape holder. I'll be honest and say some pictures of my son as a newborn. He looks like an alien and not cute. Oh, no. After my first baby, I felt so lucky. She was so beautiful. Mother-in-law saw her at the hospital. She said, "They are never that pretty in the beginning." I hated her in that. But you know what, though? I'm saying, like, my oldest especially, my oldest looked like on the side of, like, like Gerber baby beautiful. My oldest was definitely, and my younger was very cute too, don't get me wrong. But my oldest, my daughter was like Gerber baby cute. Her head was perfectly round. Her eyes were, like, legitimately the size of saucers in her head. Her eyelashes were like giraffe lashes, like, they were so long. She just looked like, I don't know, like a baby that was created in a lab or something. But I've seen some people's ugly babies, like my cousin's, um not my cousin, my ex-husband's cousin. Oh my god, her baby, both her babies, both her kids, they were ugly little babies and, like, looked like little aliens. They had flat heads. Dustin Dustin, while a very attractive man, adult man, was an incredibly ugly baby, especially because, like, he was pulled out with forceps, and so his head was, like, 9 feet long. He had, like, a cone head from, being dragged out of his mother with a pair of forceps. He was an ugly baby. Ooh, he was ugly. My grandkids looked weird as hell. I was just typing that a ton of people were suggesting that I submitted my baby for the Gerber baby contest, which makes no sense if you saw my baby dad. Listen, okay, I can tell you with certainty, I don't know what it is, 2 ugly adults, and I'm not saying you're ugly, but 2 ugly adults almost always make a cute baby, and if there's 1 active adult and 1 ugly adult, you got a really good chance of having a cute kid because you got an ugly parent. I don't know what it is about ugly parents makes them cute babies, but and take that to mean what it will And speaking of my kids, that they were very cute when they were born. I'm not gonna go ahead and call myself ugly, but I'm also not calling myself ugly, but I'm not gonna pay myself any compliments, so you're not gonna hear me say that I'm ugly. Oh my god. Just have to say Spills Drills is an epic screen name. Yes, it's true. I love it. I love it as a screen name. So, yeah, I won't openly admit that I'm ugly, but I won't not openly admit that I'm ugly either. I'll leave that to your imagination. I'm some like I said, some hideous garden gnome that just shows my hand so you don't have to see how much of a troll face I have. Listen, I've seen some of the people that do live streams, and I'm not just talking like in the diamond painting community, I'm talking generally. I've seen some of the people that do live streams, and I feel kind of like maybe I don't have anything to worry about when I do finally do like a stream with my face in it, like I'm probably okay. Face reveal right now, be like, "Oh, bam!" Get my head up underneath there, like, here's some hair. You see some of my hair? Wait, I should show you my hair. A hair reveal. Here we go. I gotta get it out of the ponytail, though. It's in a ponytail right now. Here we go. Hair reveal. Whoa! You can see my hair. My hair is really long, though. It's very long hair and very red hair. It looks more blonde, like, under that light, but my hair is actually red. It's red. It's red hair. There. Hair reveal. Oh, shoot. Quasimodo over here. My hair matches it does. It does. It's very, very just reddish. It goes with the auburn look of the canvas. Indeed. Oh, man, okay. I'm trying to get through this color before I end the live stream. Like I said, I've seen some of the people that do live streams. I think I'm probably gonna be okay. Once I get everything set up in here like I want to, and, like, I have some fun things of, like, interest behind me to look at, because right now, if I did well, 1, I also wanna make sure that I can set it up where I have, like, a camera facing at me, and then I also have, like, you can still see what I'm doing, because I feel like I don't know, I feel like it you wanna see diamond painting, right? I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't watch the, like, in chats or whatever where they're diamond painting, but, like, you can't see the canvas that they're working on, 'cause that's kinda what I like to watch and listen to, I don't know. I like to watch the canvas being worked on, see it taking shape, see how fast somebody works compared to how fast I work or whatever. Maybe I pick up a tip or a trick here along the way, that sort of deal. You do your face green screened over your diamond painting. It'd be like putting drills into my own mouth. I could just AI myself as a diamond painting. I could, like I could set it up so that I green screen my face am a diamond painting. That could be fun. I don't know how I would work that out, but that sounds cool. Face shot for intro and tools. Hmm. I don't have enough control over my facial expressions to be on the internet. See, okay, my issue my issue is that like, okay, I don't I don't have resting bitch face because my face is so animated all of the time with things that I'm doing or saying or whatever. Like, I can't still my face, just like I can't still my hands. I talk with my hands, so it's really hard to get through in chat sometimes because I do talk with my hands so often and live streams and stuff like that, but when it comes to, like, whatever I'm reading or whatever I'm doing, like, I cannot hide my if I think somebody is stupid, if they've said something stupid, like, I sorry, I'm gonna probably have a face that looks like, "Wow, that was really stupid what you just said." I'm no good at, like, keeping my emotions in check in that way at all. So, no resting bitch face here. It's just if the occasion calls for me giving bitch face, then I'm probably just giving bitch face. I'm not there's nothing resting about it. It's animated bitch face. It's like, well-earned bitch face. You know what? I might be able to get away with another color. Yeah, I got 10 minutes. I could do another color in 10 minutes easily. Yeah, I'm just really, really, really bad at not just letting somebody know what I think or how I feel with my expressions. But I thought it would be really cool if I can figure out how to do it and I don't have to pay like, a bunch of money for, StreamYard or whatever to try and have it set up where I would have 2 cameras. I would have a camera that would be, like, on my face, and then I would have another camera that would show you the canvas. You could still get both. You have the best of both worlds. Hannah Montana, right? Hannah Montana. It could be Hannah Montana. There are 53 people watching and only 22 likes. How sad is that? If I could see all of your names, I would call you all out, but I cannot. Like, that's one thing that definitely makes me nervous about live streams on YouTube specifically, because on Twitch, you can see the people that are, like, in the chat room, right? You see all of the people. They don't have to comment. You just see, like, I can click over and go like, "Oh, okay, here are all the people that are sitting in the chat room right now." Whereas on YouTube, anybody could be lurking right now. Anybody. And they could be like, I don't know, trying to see, like, "Ooh, is she gonna say something really shitty about somebody? Ooh, is she gonna do something really shitty?" Like, whatever. Um, and so I do, like, worry about that. I mean, granted, I'm not saying anything, you know, really spicy, but I have said things that are really spicy, and in fact, I've said specific things that are really spicy about people. Even tonight, if you were listening, uh, put, 2 and 2 together and figure out what the hell I'm talking about, and so, like, I always wonder if people are just being, like, sneaky, sitting on my, live stream, just seething with hate. I love that, kinda love that. I'm a really creepy old man creeping on you. Yes, Marilyn. You can creep on me anytime you like, anytime you want. I give you permission to be as creepy as you like in the chat. But yeah, I always wonder if, like, people who really dislike me watch my lives every week and they're, like, just waiting for me to say something shitty about them. They're like, "Mm, I know. I know she's gonna talk about me," but I do not. Generally do not. Or they did for a really long time, and then I didn't say anything, and then they're like, "Well, never mind, she doesn't say anything about me," and then they like, the one time they don't show up. Imelda, hello, Imelda. Sneaky, sneaky. I'd be more worried about psycho killers than group chat lurkers. Ooh, psycho killer, say fa 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 better run, 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 run. Oh, I don't wanna get demonetized. Stop that. You're not a killer anymore. Run, run away. I love that song, by the way. Psycho Killer. Whoa, I just bumped my head. Almost done with this green. It's looking pretty good. And then once I get that square done, then I will only have 1 row left, which really, if I had been diamond painting like I normally diamond paint, this would be done already. But like I said, I was hanging out with Dustin because I guess I kinda like him. You know, we've been together for 21 years. I guess he's okay. Might as well hang out with him a little bit. The same song came into your head? Good. Thanks for the engagement, haters. That's right, Elizabeth. Honestly, after last week, um, there was plenty of hate engagement from last week, so I'm grateful for that. It's like, don't know how to politely and I did very politely have to repeat myself over and over and over again, like, it's not just about one person. I don't know how many times I had to say that, and I didn't wanna give specific examples. I could have given specific examples, I just didn't want to give specific examples. I also did not wanna drive any further attention to the people I was talking about, and so, like, yeah. Like I said in my whip and chat, if that crap would have happened, like, a year ago, I probably would have, like, downed the video, deleted my channel, ran and hid under a rock, felt really crappy. Nah, forget that. I didn't say anything, like, threatening or hateful about anybody, so I have no reason to run and hide. And my mom always told me that, a hit dog hollers, and so those people who come and get loud in your comment section probably, resemble what you're saying anyways, or the person that they think you're talking about does. Let's see, 9:27. Ooh, I'll be able to finish this square over in the Discord. So, once I get this color done, I think what I will do is jump over into Discord. Anybody that wants to come and either text, chat with us, hang out in the Discord, you're welcome to do so. I'm gonna check some settings because I know that I did have it set up where if you're brand new in the Discord, that you can't join the voice chat right away. I don't know if I changed that or not. Just, like, I think it makes you do a certain amount of posts before it'll let you actually get into the voice chat, just so we can see what you're about and, what you're like and sorts of stuff that you talk about before we're like, "Yeah, just come on, join us in the voice chat," and I don't know, come take over the entire conversation with weirdness. I guess we got that happen. Anyways, okay. What are we at? 9:28. I have been doing this long enough to know who you were talking about, but did appreciate the heads up over some of the pal you are welcome. Every time you say hit dog, I think like a hitman. A hitman dog? You mean like Dog the Bounty Hunter? Like a hit dog the bounty hunter hollers? 'Cause he does. He does holler indeed, or did. Is he alive? I don't even know if he's alive anymore. Not even totally positive. Don't know for sure. A hit A hitman dog the bounty hunter hollers. Fact. All right, you guys. That is it. That's my 2 hours on, the live stream. I'll be back on Tuesday night where we can do some more hanging out. Otherwise, like I said, if you are already a part of the Discord, then you can chat with us, definitely by text in there. Otherwise, feel free to hit me up on Facebook or Gmail if that's the way you like to contact people. But I'm a lot easier to get a hold of on the Discord than anywhere else, to be honest. All right. But that's all that I have for you tonight. I hope that everybody, that dog gonna get you. Yeah, I hope that everybody had fun tonight. I will see you again on Tuesday. Otherwise, yeah, that's all I got. As ever, I hope that wherever you are in this great, wide, wonderful world of ours, that you are having a beautiful morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Good night. Bye.